Speaking of changes, Mark Hilliard is with us this morning. He's the president of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. As I put it, he used to work here, now he works there, now he's back here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Good to have you with us here today. So last week, the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce met, first time here in 2019, and a lot of introductions in order. You got new people in leadership positions.
Yeah, both. It's in a way, it's kind of nice because that was my first board of directors meeting with the chamber, and Jim Kinnear, who was vice chair of the board of directors last year and now is the chair. He and I are both kind of new getting started this year, so for both of us, that was the first meeting in our current roles, and It was good. It went well, and it's great to have that many people that are involved with the community being a part of that board, and a lot of good brain power there.
Yeah, and as the initial meeting of the year, you get a chance to catch up on past issues and maybe look forward to the future, and that's always a part of every chamber meeting and a lot of reports and everything. But I want to look ahead into the immediate future, and that is the Chamber Expo, which is coming up really quick.
Yeah, this is my first Chamber Expo as president, and I can't take a whole lot of credit for what's going on with that. A lot of that was in place before I started, thanks to the work of Jim Struzzi and of course Jill Mountain over at the Chamber office. So they had things kind of lined up. So we're excited about this weekend. It is 10 to 3 over at the Indiana Mall. There should be over 60 booths over there. So a lot of different vendors that are going to be there, and whether you're looking to kind of do business-to-business networking or if the public's just looking to go over. And I know there's going to be some people that will be looking for employees over there as well. So if you're looking for a job, that might be a good place, or if you're just kind of curious and to find out what's going on in the county, it's also a good place to go and spend a Saturday afternoon.
There you go. Saturday, and again, the hours are 10 to
3 at the Indiana Mall. And I should mention a great entertainment schedule that they have. Anthony Frazier does a great job lining up some of the entertainment. It's nice because there's a variety of music, whether you're looking for Christian, classical, country. They also have some demonstrations with Sue Hewitt's dance studio, the ATA Martial Arts. So those are nice because you have a lot of kids that are working hard and they get involved with a lot of these activities, and they get to showcase what they've learned at these events too. So it should be a great afternoon.
Yeah, especially for those folks who have been boxed in by the weather for a few months. It's going to be partly sunny on Saturday with a high of 21, so to get out to stretch your legs a little bit, meet some others, and act like real people, real human beings again.
Yes, and it'll be warm in the mall, so come on out of the cold.
Good plan. All right, so some other things happening at the board meeting last week I want to touch upon. One of those was a report from Senator White's office about broadband, rural broadband in Indiana County. That's a really big issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's becoming bigger. We're finding there's a lot of areas that are underserved, and even some of the more industrial areas, in terms of Windy Ridge and what's going on over there with urban. So there is a need for that, and I know Joe Pittman and Senator White's office, they've done a great job in getting some funding for that. And right now I think they're going to be looking at possibly a consultant to help them determine what the best use of those funds are, so that they can address those issues with the rural broadband.
Yeah, it's a $500,000 grant Senator White was able to get through a state program to help implement rural broadband in Indiana County. And that is not a small amount of money. When you consider, especially, the most rural areas of Indiana County where there are farm operations that rely upon internet, you can't do any business these days without having reliable internet, and there just isn't any internet available in a lot of areas of Indiana County.
It's not a small amount of money, but it's not a cheap endeavor when you look at some of these areas that are outside of White Township. And Indiana, there are a lot of rural areas, so it's going to be. It's not as if it's going to be an endless supply of funds, even though it sounds like a lot of money. It certainly is to you and I, but it's a costly project to make sure that we do take care of those areas that are needing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Byron Stauffer made a presentation as usual at the meeting as well. And the news that the Pennsylvania Economic Development Association will be holding their fall 2019 conference in Indiana at the KCAC. That's big news.
Yeah, that was Brian and Denise Liggett over at the Indiana County Tourist Bureau who had been working hard on that. And what's great is they're going to be holding that expo, so the people representing counties from all over the state of Pennsylvania will be coming over there. I think it's sometime in mid to late October when that conference will be held. But we're responsible here in Indiana County and Byron and Denise in putting together a lot of the topics that will be discussed over there. And, of course, economic development is going to be key in workforce development. So I give them a lot of credit. You know, there are a lot of things that we all do to try to bring those kind of conferences here to the county. It's good for the county. It's good to showcase Indiana. And, full credit to Byron and Denise for being able to land that one. And come October, we'll be talking about a lot of economic development issues with people from all over the state over at the KCAC.
Yeah, in fact, a couple of three, I think, federal opportunity zones declared, ICDC involved in that, and those business opportunities and the various things that go on behind the scenes that open up those opportunities. We saw it took so much working and maneuvering behind the scenes to get the Urban facility here.
Yeah.
Any updates on what Urban is all about and what they're doing?
Well, they're waiting for the weather to break, but if anybody drives past there's construction going on all the time. So they're getting ready to put up some retaining walls right now and then start to lay the floor. So it's coming along. The progress is that those guys are working over there nonstop, and even in cold temperatures and in the snow, you still see construction moving along over there. So things are moving forward as planned, and we're really, really excited. That's going to change the skyline over there dramatically once that building goes up, when you just start to think about the dimensions of that facility. So it's going to be pretty exciting come this time next year, when everything will be looking a lot different over on that side of the county.
There are a lot of people who are watching that and wondering about the jobs that will be coming here. At least 250 just to start off. Mm-hmm. And that's after the construction phase. There are construction jobs that are going on right now. And they're wondering, well, what kind of skills will I need for that? If some other business comes in right now, do I have the skills to beat that? Workforce development, I know that's one of your key priorities. Everybody's key priority in Indiana County is, okay, we've got people coming in here, they're bringing jobs. Do we have the people to do them?
It's a challenge, and a lot of those jobs, there are people that can do them, but they're currently employed. So that poses the other issue: are there going to be some workers who end up working for Urban that leaves a vacancy with some other company? And the answer is yes. I mean, there's no way around that. There's probably going to be some workers moving from job to job. Are there enough to fill those positions? We're going to try to find them one way or the other. Hopefully the majority of them, the vast majority, come from Indiana County, and it's a lot of jobs to fill. The bottom line, though, is we still need to make sure that we're working with a lot of the younger folks and the people who are in high school right now to make sure that they understand the jobs that will be available, because there's probably going to continue to be a lot of those positions that will be available, whether Urban fills their 225 to 250 positions and leaves openings somewhere else. There's still going to be jobs in manufacturing for a lot of people, and if we can start getting those students trained in high school, and career fair will be coming up in April, that hopefully we start to address some of that. That's going to be the key, is making sure that we keep putting more workers into that funnel, as opposed to just relying on the people that are currently out there.
I think one of the interesting things about Urban coming is the jobs that they are bringing don't appear to be jobs that require great technical skills, such as welding skills or machining or things of that nature. And so the jobs that they're bringing are jobs that practically anybody can fill. It's just a matter of getting people out there and getting them employed. And then that adds to the whole atmosphere of, okay, there are those types of jobs out there, and then there are the welding jobs, there are the machining jobs. Those things are happening in Indiana County right now, too.
Yeah, and I met with Rosebud Mining last week, and they're thankfully a new chamber member for us as well. And he was talking to me, they were talking to me about a lot of their positions, and you wouldn't think there'd be a correlation between some of the jobs that they have in the mining industry and Urban Outfitters, but he's fully expecting some of his people to maybe move from job to job, forklift operators, people like that. So, yeah. I mean, it's not just those highly technical skilled positions or welders, things like that. There's certainly not a shortage of jobs in Indiana County. It's just, are there enough people with the skills necessary to fill those jobs? Yeah. So the jobs are there. The education needs to continue to be there, though, and make sure the training is there for these individuals.
Yeah, it's great to watch all of this come together, because in the past we were just wondering what jobs are there. There are no jobs, people were saying. Well, there are jobs now. which brings upon its own set of issues, and that's what we're dealing with now here in Indiana County. Mark Hilliard is with us, the president of the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. It's a new year. That means that there's a whole new schedule of chamber after-hours meetings and other social things that go on with the chamber. In fact, the Pirates Caravan has a special chamber link to it, too. It doesn't coming up this Thursday.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's great for me because I have 4 young boys at home, so for my first chamber after hours, we made it a family after hours, and I can bring the wife and kids. So they can take part in the activities on Thursday as well as part of the Pirates Caravan. I think that's going to be a great event Thursday with the Pirates coming into town and all the activities that are lined up. But we're partnering up with that as far as the family after hours, inviting chamber members who can still RSVP by calling our office. They can come over. We're going to have ballpark-themed concessions, hot dogs, Cracker Jacks, pretzels, things like that. So chamber members can kind of network and bring their kids along, enjoy some of those concessions, and then be able to enjoy a lot of the other activities and get autographs and things like that. So that's coming up this Thursday. And then we have a IUP basketball chamber night on February 2nd over at the KCAC. I believe it's a doubleheader against Mercyhurst. We have free tickets available for anybody 12 and older. So if you'd like to attend that game and you're a chamber member, contact our office. There are also some other businesses that are chamber members that have some of those tickets that they're giving out to their employees. I say 12 and over because students or kids 12 and under are free for every game over at the KCAC. All you have to do is go to the box office prior to the game, and you can pick up a ticket voucher for a student 12 and under. So if you want to go to the game and you're a chamber member on February 2nd, call our office. We can get you ticket vouchers for that.
There you go. Website's active. Facebook is active. Folks can catch up with the chamber in that way.
We're making some changes. This is beginning my 3rd week on the job, so there's a lot that I'm still getting used to, and some things that we're taking a look at. I'm trying to really assess everything that's going on, and slowly but surely we'll be making some changes to make things a little bit more convenient and aesthetically a little bit more pleasing for chamber members. As far as the website goes, social media, we're going to be starting to get more active with that as well. But we're kind of taking it slow as I'm starting to get used to the job and getting more comfortable with everything that's going on. And there's a lot going on in Indiana County. Slowly but surely we're starting to make some changes with all of our social media, our digital platforms as well. And then we'll take a look at what's coming up in the next couple of months, and there's a lot going on.
There you go. Mark Hilliard with us this morning. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Todd.
Catch up with you next month, and we'll probably be a little closer to the goal.